Hi, so today I wanted to talk about mental health in the LGBTQIA+. I was actually giving like a workshop in Pride Month relating to this topic, like mental health. How can we care for our mental health? And yeah, what are those aspects that could actually benefit us when we feel our emotions, when we maybe leave our comfort zone and just try out different things, but in a safe way actually, that does not harm you or any other person, of course, because health is also on the first place, should be on the first place. Your health, my health, and each and every one of us has health. So yeah, actually there are some publications and research has been done regarding this statistics, that are saying that actually in the LGBTQIA plus community, the mental health, it's a bit more impacted in a sense that okay, there are maybe more people that are neurodivergent. I also have a video on neurodivergent tendencies and life experience, so you can check that out. And actually I think it's important to see how mental health can be improved, because I can talk to you about statistics, of course. We know that, as I mentioned earlier, in the LGBTQI plus community, mental health, it's a bit more challenging, in a sense that okay, in some of the parts in the world, like the LGBTQIA plus status, it's still criminalized, or maybe it's not safe, and when we don't feel safe, that's the basic. When we don't feel safe, actually, how can we grow? How can I grow as a human being if I don't feel safe where I live, in my community, and also in my body? And also I think it's so important to feel our emotions, to process them, and create those experiences that are beneficial for us in safe communities and in safe spaces, where you can grow, where you can improve. How do we improve our mental health overall? Well, of course, there are like many aspects to it, but let's just say that like we need emotional hygiene. you know how do we do that? How do we do that work? How do I do my emotional hygiene? I journal. I like journaling because this is a good way to process also information. And what it actually comes with information, it's emotion, and also just reflect. It can help to just write down all of those scenarios that going through in your mind, because our mind, it's like a machine of creating those yeah those maybe impossible scenarios that are not even real, but actually it's a good way to just do our emotional hygiene and intellectual hygiene. Maybe you just write it out, your thoughts, your feelings. What kind of thoughts do you have to examine, to just see, maybe to reflect? Or maybe you can actually, if you have like a therapeutic process, ongoing therapeutic process, you can actually talk about that with your mental health professional. It can help to improve and to increase mental health, and also resilience, and also just coping in a healthy way with life, or in in situations that actually we need to have more clarity and we need to be there for ourselves. um I know that we all have our struggles, we all have our situations that could possibly break us, you know. And I think this is by like processing our emotions, it's very important, you know, just feeling them, processing them in a safe context. That safe context could be a friend that actually is non-judgmental, a therapist who is non-judgmental, or those experiences community that can actually help you experience your truest self, you know. Of course, here comes our principle, without hurting anyone, including yourself, and to just, you know, bloom into that person that you wish to be, and organize your life and also your mental health in a way that's beneficial for you, beneficial for your opportunities, and beneficial for, yeah, also the people that you love, you know. That's also like very important to have like those uplifting relationships, experiences in human relationships, where we get to grow, where we get to show ourselves, you know. That's also part of the mental health journey of LGBTQIA plus person, to just be able to show ourselves, speak our truth, and yeah, to feel support, to receive love, to give love, to, yeah, show our support. I think it's great to have like this possibility to invest in your mental health, even if it seems like unbearable sometimes and a bit impossible. But even the word I'm possible, you know, it can be like restructured. I know it takes time, I know it takes effort, I know each and every day will be different, struggling with different type of problems and issues, I know. But give yourself that opportunity to just grow, you know, each time and each day. If you like this video, please subscribe, like, share, and see you next time. Bye.